Hey there. Right, I'm just having a look to catch up that it said there's only two people here, but people must have submitted questions a bit earlier. How exciting is this that YouTube have now introduced vertical lives, which is basically like I'm doing an Instagram live or a TikTok live. Um, but it means I can just whack out my mobile and do some quick revision with people here. So the questions that I can see are quite long ones. What I think I'm going to do is, if it's about explaining a particular topic, the biggest thing I'd recommend is have a look at the YouTube videos I have on it first, because I think personally it's easier to understand in the YouTube video where you've got the diagram to explain it as well. And then if you have an extra question afterwards, put it in the comments, and I do try and get back to all of them. I know I don't literally reply to all of them, but I try my best. The water cycle, which exam board do you do? Because that's not on any that I know. Nitrogen cycle is, but yeah, that's a whole video. And meiosis. So while I see any quick answer questions that I might be able to explain and answer, and I can see people are starting to join, which is awesome. Welcome to the first vertical live. This is really cool. I have some flashcards. So my flashcards, I'll have a go at asking some of those. Someone just quickly, I can see someone said they're struggling to understand gradient and tangent questions. I don't know if I've got a video on that or not, actually. But the key thing is with your tangent, how to demonstrate this without drawing it quickly. You need to make sure that oh, there we go. I clearly need to actually replace my broken stand because you're all about to drip off. With the tangent that you're drawing, which is the straight line, you need to make sure, this is me attempting to show the curve, you need to have your tangent drawn so that the angle is equal on both sides. So let's say this is your tangent, this is the curve, that isn't equal because it's closest to one side than the other. So make sure you've got an equal angle from the curve, and then you're working out the gradient of that line. That's a very brief overview of tangents and gradients. Best way to remember whole model answers. We were asked to memorize a whole 6 marker for homework. What I'd say is bullet point in that 6 marker, highlight the key ideas in each bullet point, and then just keep blurting or testing each other on it. How do you work out percentage increase and decrease? So those ones are usually working out the difference divided by the original value. Some of the others are quite big ones. So I can see someone's asked about different plant tissues. That's not for AQA, but I think I might go into some of that in the OCR video. So if you have a look at the OCR video, that would be within that one. Homeostasis for glucose, that is a huge topic. I think I've got like a whole 20-minute video on it. But the key things that you need to know for it are there's 3 key roles of insulin and 3 key roles of glucagon. So that's what I'd say to check out. How to get the extracurricular marks on the AQA essay question. So it's only worth 2 marks, first of all, and you only get those 2 marks if the rest of your essay is perfect. So if you've written a perfect essay, that would give you 23 out of 25 marks. Then if you've done at least one of your AO1 sections has beyond the spec, that will get you 1 mark. To get the 2 marks, you need to have an AO1 and AO2 section beyond the spec. Less than 1% of people get those 2 marks every year. Right, I have just filmed Revise Inheritance with me. So I've got my inheritance flashcards to hand. So I'm going to throw some questions out at you. I'm going to start easy. I've just realised this is probably going to be the other way around. I wonder if, because they've only introduced this feature today or yesterday, whether there's a button I can press to mirror. What do all these buttons mean? I don't know if it can. So I'm going to have to hold it this way around and tell you that says dominant allele. Oh, it is the right way for you. Oh, wow, that's strange. Okay, because I am looking at it and it is the wrong way around. So it must just automatically mirror it. Oh, cool. Okay. Dominant allele. What would be your 1 mark definition for dominant allele? Flashcards, they are linked in the description of all of my YouTube videos. But if you go to missestruch.co.uk, that's where you can get my flashcards from. Okay, awesome. I can see Dominica has got in first of all with an answer. Oh, it's so close to being correct, but you need to change one of those words in your definition to make it correct. Apologies, like if you hear me sniffing and sore throat. I've managed to get a cold even though I'm no longer in schools, which is where I thought I got most of my colds from. And I filmed 2 YouTube videos this morning and my voice is definitely starting to go. Right, it should be an allele that is always expressed. So an allele that is always expressed in the phenotype, that'd be your dominant allele. Heterozygous, let's go for this one next. Heterozygous, what would be your definition? This would be a 1-mark definition. It's not actually particularly common that it comes up as a definition for AQA. But we'll see what you've got. I'm going to get some of the common ones out of my pack that frequently come up so you know the main ones that you'd have to learn. Let's see, heterozygous, any answers coming up? Not yet. Let's see. I know there's only 16 of you here for this quick little this is basically just a little test run, but it was good to be able to see who shows up and to be able to help you a bit. Right, where did I put that card and what was it even? Heterozygous, here it is. Heterozygous, this is 2 different alleles for the same gene. 2 different alleles for the same gene. Right, let's step it up. Although you learn phenotype at GCSE, this is actually a 2-mark definition for A-level. So it's 2 marks to define what the phenotype is. So any ideas what those 2 marks would be? If I start doing this frequently, maybe I'll have to test you with the flashcards, but give you a bit of an incentive to be the first ones to answer. Maybe I'll have to start giving away some of my stuff for free. Oh, I'm not seeing any answers coming in. Okay, so for this one then, the 2 marks we've got are the expression. Someone said this isn't my favourite topic, to be honest. It is literally my favourite topic, inheritance. I love it. I think people were just typing. So I've got expression of the genotype and its interaction with the environment. Yes, Millie, that's a good one. Characteristics expressed by the types of alleles in the genome. You're right, Dominique, it's not 2 marks, but we have got 1 mark. Observable physical properties of an organism. That would probably get you the mark at GCSE, but not A-level. So a couple of you have got the, and maybe you are GCSE students, or maybe you're in year 12 and you haven't done this yet. But for A-level, for AQA specifically, this is literally from the mark scheme. So it is the expression of the genetic constitution, which does mean the expression of the genotype. But the mark that people often forget is this one, or don't realise, and its interaction with the environment. So I think Millie did have that as a 2nd mark, so well done. Right, let's have a go at, what do we mean by multiple alleles? What does it mean by multiple alleles? And even if you've never heard this term, have a guess, because it's one of these key terms which is pretty much exactly what it says, which isn't always the case for biology. So if you're told that there are multiple alleles for a gene, what do you think that might mean? So our definition of multiple alleles for a gene. So Dominica, you're almost there, but I need to know how many versions. So I was just asking about the AQA practicals. I don't know the names of any accounts, but there are definitely some accounts that do show the practicals, because I've used them before in lessons just to show the practicals before we do them. So if you just search the name of the required practical, right, AQA A-level biology, and there are some accounts that do show that. Right, This is really specific. It's more than 2 alleles because all genes have at least 2 versions that you learn about. So if it's described as multiple alleles, it's more than 2 versions. Codominance. What do we reckon for codominance? Codominance. And this is another one that even if you haven't learnt it, you might be able to work out what codominance means. This is describing alleles. You can get alleles for a gene that are codominant. So what do we think codominance might mean? People might be typing this one. 2 different alleles are expressed equally in the phenotype. Yep, got a correct one there. So here we go. 2 alleles are both dominant, both are expressed in the phenotype. So they're both dominant, both get expressed. So an example of that is fur colour in cows. So you can have, they call it red, but it's kind of like a reddy brown colour, and white. Both of those are dominant. So you can have an all reddy brown, all white, or if they have one of each of those alleles, they're described as roan, which is when you have the browny red and white blotches. Okay, right. I'm going to do one more, and that is epistasis. Definition for epistasis. What do we reckon? Epistasis. This one, the name is not self-explanatory, so if you haven't learned this yet, you won't know. Some examples of epistasis are Labrador colour, so whether they are yellow or black, brown or chocolate, or brindled. When one allele masks the effect of another. Oh, would they give you it for that? I'm not certain. There's one word that might need to change. This is topic 7 for AQA. It's in the inheritance topics. If you are in year 12, you won't have covered it yet. Apart from that last one, I tried to pick something you might know from GCSE or might be able to work out. Someone also asked, will this live stay in YouTube? I have no idea. This is the first time I've gone live vertically. This is a new feature that they released yesterday, which is why I wanted to try it out today. It now goes within the shorts feed. People might just scroll and come across me randomly. I'm assuming you're all followers because you are really into the biology questions. If it is possible to save it, I will save it. Someone said, oh, this is why I'm so clueless. We've only got up to topic 6. That will explain it then. Yeah, little head start for you. So epistasis is when one gene either masks or modifies the expression of another. So for example, the Labrador colour, there's one gene that codes for whether pigment is made or not. There's a second gene that codes for whether you get a black or brown pigment. But if you don't get the version of the pigment gene that says express the colour, that's how you get a yellow Labrador. They might actually carry the alleles that say they should be black or brown, but it doesn't get expressed because they have another gene that masks that, which says don't produce pigment. Right, I'm going to leave it there today because this was just a really quick me coming on to try out this new feature. Hopefully I can save this to the live feed. I am also going live tomorrow for a much longer live, which will be, I don't know if it's already popping up for you, but it'll be at 8 o'clock tomorrow. And it was cell structure. Was it cell structure? No, it was immunity. I think immunity was the winning vote on Instagram. So I need to put together something for immunity because that was the winning vote. Okay, thank you for, there's only about 20 of you, but thank you for you 20 for turning up for my little test run of this. Hopefully I can save this for you. There's a few little buttons here. Oh, you know what I've just discovered? Start a poll. Oh yeah, let's try that then. I'm going to ask you a quick question. What year are you in? 12, 13. I wonder, tell me if this pops up for you to be able to answer. What year are you in? Hopefully there's a poll button that's just shown up because it's cool to be able to try out some of these features. Oh, I've got notes. Oh, someone's like, I'm at university. Oh, that's quite cool. Because now I know there's polls, I can actually do exam questions for you, and then you can vote that way. What did this button mean? Highlight save to your channel as unlisted video. Okay. Oh, I don't want any filters. That's what that button is. Sorry, I'm kind of just rambling out loud to you now. And share. Okay, so that's a link, so I can click to share it. Okay. Cool. Just tested a few little buttons. I'm going to end it there. Let's see if it does get recorded or not. Have a good day, everyone.